All right, now the most important part of hand applique is the stitch. So I'm going to let Michelle show you how she does the stitch. But I want to tell you, I use the YLI silk thread. I was talking about that a little bit earlier. Michelle, what is your preference?
Well, I actually don't have a preference. I like the silk thread on some things, and I like this 50 weight cotton thread as well. Today I just chose the 50 weight cotton because I liked the colors that I could use for it.
All right.
Okay. So first of all, here is a piece that's actually appliqued with the stitch. As you can see, if you look really, really close, you can see these tiny stitches, but it's pretty hard. The whole idea of the applique stitch is to not see the thread on the top of the piece. You want it to look like it's been glued down.
Right.
And if you look back here, all of these stitches, if you're practicing and you're doing a good job, should be about the same length.
I feel like I'm a quilt judge. Let me see. All right, looking pretty good. Okay.
Okay. So to do that, I'm going to use these tiny little clover applique pins because I think they're fantastic. You can never have too many tools.
No.
Ask my husband. So I'm only going to use 2. Don't really need a lot. It's not like basting pins when you're putting a quilt sandwich together.
Correct.
And that's going to hold it in place. So I'm going to come up from the back of my fabric. I'm going to try really hard to see what I'm doing. It's really tiny. And my favorite needle happens to be a number 11 between.
Which is smaller than the 10. So she's using a smaller needle than I normally use.
But I have small hands, so it just, to me, it's easier to manipulate.
So I want to take it from Michelle, and I want to show you how I do it. Watch this. When I do it, it's way up here. I'm taking this little teeny stitch, I'm watching it. So we realized you can't see a thing that I have just done. So Michelle came up with an ingenious way to show the stitch, and we're thinking you're going to be able to see it.
Hopefully.
All right.
So I've got some wool, felted wool, and some pearl cotton.
Which that felted wool is just so gorgeous. I could just, oh,
it's hand dyed, actually.
Okay, but this is just practice.
That's right. So the whole idea, this is your backing fabric and this is your applique piece. This is the seam allowance that's been turned under. So the whole idea of this stitch is to be able to come in between this fold. You don't want to be on the top and you don't want to be underneath. You want to come out right at that fold. So I'm going to come up and I'm going to come up through that fold. Just like that. And then I'm going to go straight back down right in front of where that stitch is. And then I'm going to rock my needle and go over a very tiny amount. It'll be very, very small on these other pieces. I'll exaggerate a little bit here. And you might have to poke around a little bit to get where it needs to go.
Every stitch takes 3 pokes.
At least.
And then you've got it in just the right place.
And then what happens is that disappears.
It's gone.
Now, I'll do it wrong a second. We'll go down here. And we'll come up at the top of that fold instead of in the fold. And I'll actually won't even go straight down. I'll go off to the side.
Okay.
Uh-oh. That looks terrible.
That is not what we want to see. So the idea, if you get your stitch to come up into that fold, you're traveling underneath, but the stitch is in that fold, it makes it almost invisible. You can't see it, and she used a black thread. So even with the black thread, you can only just barely see that that's a stitch.
Right.
All right, this is going to be a beautiful quilt. Needle turned applique with wool.
And it'll weigh about 75 pounds, but it'll be nice in a Michigan winter, right?
It'll be nice and cozy. All right. So that's our episode for hand applique. We hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching our video. Be sure you subscribe to our channel. We wouldn't want you to miss a single one. Leave a comment. We would love to hear from you.